Well, it's the Day of the Dead. And I know you're going to say something like, oh, but that was yesterday. Well, space is weird and polarities get reversed and time dilation and etc. So it's today. So to celebrate, Budget Clones for You on Lower Rotunda are offering enhanced rates on materials for recycling. So you can take along any old worn-out clones, corpses from attacked bases, canisters of animal meat that have gone a bit whiffy, or that damaged escape pod you picked up because you thought it was a canister of gold. They will not accept meat pies, Thargoid materials, or dead meat stinky socks that have achieved sentience. McThargoids are offering their usual seasonal spicy pumpkins with the tagline, "Bet you can't eat a whole one." After complaints that last year's were a bit bland, they've brought their A game this year. Instead of the Naga chilies and Carolina Reapers of previous years, they've created a hot sauce derived from the caustic secretions of a captured Thargoid scout ship, some tomatoes for colour, and a bit of smoked paprika, because everyone likes smoked paprika. Despite this, there are still complaints from some of the locals that have had their spicier glasses of that they have had spicier glasses of water. At least that's what Nurse Wire thinks they said. It was hard to tell as they were having their stomachs pumped at the time. All along the parade, the people of Hutton are decorated with brightly coloured face paint, apart from the red and purple faced ones, who are just a bit out of breath since the lift stopped working. They make their way to the traditional stopping point just outside the Hutton retirement home to cheer up the residents. The big screens change to an image of a beautifully painted calavera, and a voice says,
Los muertos han resucitado y nuestros micrófonos estén en vivo.
Oh, help! The floor's all wet. It's me, Wilma. Someone get me a rubber ring.
Look, just stand in the chairs and shut that door. There's a breeze going right up my kilt. I'm the apology officer and I am so sorry. I'm not sure for what yet, but there's bound to be something.
I was wondering what that whistling was. It's okay, I brought my little boat and I'm quite happy paddling around here near the decks. Just trying to work out how to fit the big gun to the bow.
Can I use my pan as a paddle, or do you think it will rust? Oh, heck, my script's all wet. The ink's running.
I wouldn't worry. I'm not sure it'll make much difference to understanding what 21's written this week. There's words, in no particular order, and some very long sentences, a bit like these ones.
Hutton's bottom goes soggy.
Dire warnings of ghouls and ghosts and things that go bump in the night.
Coming to Hutton, bring your water wings and plenty of room for mugs and gin.
Now is the winters of our hearty content. Bye-bye, Hudson.
And we take a glance at Hutton systems just in case anything has caught fire this week to add to the drama.
Hutton is getting back to normal. Why do we not have... Okay, let's try that again, shall we? Seamless.
Seamless.
Yeah, seamless. Do we have background music? Yes, we do. Hutton is getting back to normal this afternoon after a series of minor disasters caused evacuation of parts of the station. The Hutton Gin Distillery wing appears to have been the epicenter of the problems, with the extractor fans that keep the fumes from building up to dangerous levels switching from slight drought to blustery day, setting all on their own. With the typical Hutton lackadaisical attitude to safety, a number of the internal doors have been left wedged open, and the resulting internal hurricane thundered through the corridors. The French sector of the station sustained some significant damage after the croissant stand fell over. The even more South British section moved to a good few feet towards the French section. The South British section of the station suffered a calamity of knocked over wheelie bins and mysteriously a zero-G trampoline bouncing its way down the corridor. Unfortunately, the trampoline hit the fire suppressant nozzle in the ceiling of the recreation area, snapping it off, and the resulting deluge put a number of the station's robo-cleaners at risk. Whilst there used to being grubby boots and odd spilled drinks to clean up, being wheels deep isn't good for the little tykes, and passing truckers were fast to pick them up and stick them on top of nearby filing cabinets, beeping plaintively until the tide subsides. The Zoombas, that is, not the truckers. Luckily, the station's main control rooms are on the upper levels, as is the radio station, but being a little orbital without gravity, the water bobbed its way in every direction, with odd unsuspecting visiting trucker turning a corner only to find themselves encased in a big floating bubble of water and drifting down the corridor. Whilst one would think that surface tension on these things would be easy to overcome, the layer of grime the watery bubbles had picked up on their travels throughout the station caused a problematic, albeit incredibly pretty, oily layer on the surface, which was near impenetrable to struggling pilots. Luckily, floor mopping guy, equipped with his little portable wet and dry vacuum, managed to suck his way through the corridors, freeing everyone he came across and a number of Hutton mugs that had been swept up in the zero-G tsunami. He also managed to find the stopcock, and luckily, the blast from his fans in the gin distillery drove all the water to the edges of the orbital, whereby some judicious use of station airlocks cleared the problem in double-quick time. This is a warning to any passing ships that on approach to Hutton Orbital, there may be a number of spacebergs, and all pilots should moderate their speed and keep their shields to maximum for fear of doing a Titanic and taking advantage of rebuy reclamation services.
A short message for any commanders taking part in spooky activities over the Halloween season. Please ensure that you only carve unattended pumpkins and not those on top of people's shoulders. We've received reports of a number of incidents where carving attempts have been made on imitation pumpkins being used by pilots as hats, and attempting to stick your pointy thing into someone's face does not go down well. There have also been reports of wild overreactions to certain suit liveries and sartorial choices, causing more than a little unrest in parts of the station. We'd advise pilots not to wear their favourite horror movie homage suit and killer mask combo when picking up little Timmy from the day nursery. Miss Jones had to go for a lie down after coming face to face with a number of terrifying horrors at going home time. Whilst this is normal, having met a number of the Hutton Orbital parents, a frightening bunch, these particular costumes caused her to pull out her personal protection equipment and pepper spray a number of school-run dads with Ucheng Chili's pepper spray. We do acknowledge that pulling a fire extinguisher off the wall and battering one particular clown over the head and a number of xenomorphs into insensibility may have been a bit of an overreaction on her part, but she's hired to look after the kids and she's got ninja skills. For those concerned about radioactivity from commanders sporting the someone sprayed something that glows out in the dark all over the front of my flight suit look, we have been out with the Geiger counter and are happy to report that as of yet, no one is going to be going to the infirmary for a dose of radiation meds and risking long-term infertility. No worse from holding your Hutton mugs between your legs when jumping off into frameshift drive. Of course, we do not recommend doing this, as your drink will heat up rapidly, as with a mug, and you do not want to go to Nurse Wyeth with those kind of embarrassing burns.
Week 66 of Too Hot, Too Messy saw commanders pass the 104,000 mark. Numbers are still good of late, with the 4-week average now over 1,400 deliveries a week, bringing the end date forward considerably, well into 3313 at any rate. We have an expansion pending, and with no adverse states in Alpha Centauri, we should see bumper Centauri magazine production when it goes active early next week. Remember, this is about delivering mugs on gin, and despite not getting much of a mention, it really revolves around gin production. If you're only delivering mugs, someone is going to go back over the same ground and deliver the gin, making twice the work. Like traffic at the Orbital this week, if it carries on like this, they're going to turn Pad 2 into a Braintree orchard, because no one can spell arboretum or even pronounce this. Approaches are clear and you should get landing permission on your first attempt. Hutton run times are Norbert Patternode, 1 minute 37 short of the record, a fine effort. Stave King, 3 hours 32 minutes and 49 seconds off the pace. They may have had a large lunch about halfway and had to go for a lie down. But then Steve had a better run yesterday, getting to Hutton in 1 hour 31 minutes and 43 seconds. That's a bit more respectable, at 9 minutes 21 off the record. Okay, it's not that respectable.
With rumours circulating that the recent attacks caused by subliminal messaging back in the bubble are now coming to an end, and Galnet reporting that the cause has been found, we'd like to reassure pilots that all messages being sent from the Hutton Orbital, including this broadcast, have been passed through many, many layers of security and filters. Anything harmful has been removed from the messages. We did discover a number of advertising slogans hidden in station announcements from outlets, including Karsuki locusts. It was the word yum on repeat on loop for 30 seconds. We're okay with these tasty morsels being on the banners in the concourse, but we feel that everyone having sudden cravings for the leggy treats, right in the middle of listening to an important announcement about Cubicle 3, is taking it a bit far. Rumours that these tactics were used by federal presidential candidates in the recent elections are, as of now, unfounded. Though Calico Zack was accused of hacking into Hudson's broadcasts and adding in the words jackbooted oaf subtly behind the images of his opponent. He of course denies this and suggests that anyone seeing such things is just a victim of their own subconscious. Whilst we've been vociferously supportive of the ABH campaign, that's anyone but Hudson, we have accidentally failed to congratulate incoming President Felicia Winters, formerly of the Sirius Corporation, for her success. By keeping out of the news in the pre-election season, not taking part in debates, mudslinging, baby kissing, pamphleteering, or in fact any activity to promote her candidacy, she seems to have secured one of the most important jobs in the galaxy. As a Liberal candidate, and with her background with our near neighbours from Sirius, we thoroughly approve of President Winters, and Alvin has sent her a special box of his favourite doggy treats by way of congratulation. There's no word yet from Hudson regarding his loss in the polls, although we did see an order come through Hutton Space for a shipment of a new dummy. Presumably he spat the original one out. So, is he going to retire from politics? Will he hang up his ballot stuffing machine and quietly fade into the background? Will he hand everything over nicely without A. taking it to his private residence in Mar El Bulago and hiding it in the family bathroom, B. flushing it down the bog, or C. threatening to give away state secrets to people if he doesn't keep his monogrammed presidential Egyptian cotton bathrobe and slippers combo? Anyway, congrats Felicia, and we look forward to a new age of cordial Hutton Federation relations, and extend the offer to come to the Orbital for belly rubs. For Alvin, that is.
Things are bright and rosy in Hutton Space this week, particularly around the Orbital, but that's mostly due to Proxima. 5 systems are on Alvin's report, with 2 particularly low. More on those stories coming up. Ross 671 maintained its grip on both mediocrity and the wooden spoon, not moving at all and finishing the week still on 25. We're not out of danger, with the second place faction still just under 5 points behind. A third of influence is locked up in a civil war, which still has a few days to run, but we'll need to put some clear daylight between us and the second place faction. The infrastructure failure in 36 off Yuki was cleared efficiently, but we barely moved from 28 points. Last week's challengers, the Soul Workers Party, have receded to third, but they were merely replaced by the next pretenders, 36 off Yuki Future in second, and only 2 points behind. Influence in the system is all on the table, so fill your boots and boost us back up out of the squabbling zone. Joining Barnard's star in the discomfort zone is Hill Parsai, both on 33. Barnard's star has all the usual calamities going on in the other faction states, and an election is tying up a third of the system. Hill Parsai is a double election amongst 4 of the challenger factions, so the system is also locked tight until well into next week. Lastly, Stein 2051 gained a point in the week, rising to a heady 38. We expanded into LHS 3531 some time ago, and I have the pleasure to announce that we are in retreat, which means we'll probably expand back into it in the not-too-distant future. At the overachieving end of the Hutton Systems table, we have just 4 systems above 60%, one of which is on 79. Really, folks? And we'll expand into and add another dump to our portfolio of backwaters soon. Priorities this week are, if you want to chuck something, boost 36 off Yuki. You know that you love a long super cruise.
Well, that went well, I feel.
I didn't see a single scene.
Yeah. I
Yes.
feel rather
I saw
accomplished
nothing.
after all that.
I saw nothing.
Hang on, let me just put a hand over one eye. Yes, I see no seams.
Right, now put it over the other eye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still nothing, no seams. It's all fine. Nothing
Yeah.
to see here.
Nothing to see here.
Nothing to seem here.
Nothing to see.
Oh.
Anyway,
Right.
do we have a live stream?
No.
No,
we had
it's not
one last week.
Of course it wasn't.
Last Monday.
Yeah, you had one last week. You don't want 2 in a
I wasn't
fortnight.
here last week.
Well, we'll be lucky if we
No,
got
no,
2 in a
was I.
month.
What happened last
Yeah.
week?
What happened last
Well,
week?
This, what happened in last week's live stream?
Well, you
stuff.
you can tune into the show. Oh, you can't because it's not on YouTube. Ooh.
Oh, best
Mentioning, I was going to say, pointing no names, mentioning no fingers. Anyway,
Anyway,
so
Fingering
just-
no names.
Shall we just remind everybody that also in last week's show, because David was tired
Oh.
and the show went on a little bit, we decided we were going to postpone the green room to this week. So if you want to come along later and have a chat, don't just turn us off at the end of the show. Come and join us in the green room.
and where do they have to go to join us in the green room?
The green room.
Which
The
is
room with the green door.
That's a Shaky Stevens song, if I remember right.
TSforthemug.com.
Yeah, on
which is
TeamSpeak.
not a website.
It's not. Do you know what
No,
it is?
It's a TeamSpeak channel.
It is a TeamSpeak channel. There we go.
Yeah.
Anyway,
That's dealt with.
Well, I'm feeling a bit tired this week, so should we delay it again?
yeah, but you're
Yeah,
not
me
pushing
too.
buttons, so you don't count.
Well, I'm
Amelia,
kind
are
of
you
tired.
feeling a bit tired this week? Nice.
So, Commander Cully has been busy all year.
Do we
And
need a
It's right
Oh, no.
there.
we have a website for that and nobody told me about it.
Well, it's
Commander
right there. The
Cully's
link
never-
is right there.
Right.
Commander Cully is always busy.
Commander Cully's been busy building ships, and this is this next month's ship.
Well, this
It's,
this
It's
is
this
next
one
month.
ship. He draws it at the end of the month, so this one will get drawn in the 30th.
So
Get
this
drawn?
is a
Bloody hell.
Corvette. It's 9 inches long,
Cool.
5 inches wide.
Alrighty.
Yeah, that's a whopper.
So that's not going to
That's a
happen.
whopper.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
It's like a milk bottle. Anyway, and all you have to do is donate some dosh and
Yes.
tell him you've done it, and you'll go in the draw to win that at the end of November.
Does someone want to put that link into the chat
Done.
Oh, brilliant.
Excellent. So you want at least 5 of your British pounds to register your interest. And so far, you can read that for yourself. He's managed to raise £591,
That's quite a lot.
which is a
Nice.
lot. That's a great effort then. And I wonder what the December ship will be, the last one of the year.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
tune in next month.
I have to say, considering what it's probably cost them to print those all off and resin and stuff, that's pretty good. You know.
Okay, yes.
Yeah.
It's a hella nice detail.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because he hand paints them all once they're printed. You see. Yeah.
So is I'm assuming that is the 3D printy resi filament stuff is then painted, and then obviously the white bits are painted later. I really don't know too much about these things.
Volcarius, I can't put the picture on the screen because OBS doesn't like Facebook.
Well, actually, because Facebook doesn't like people who aren't
if you
logged
look-
into Facebook
yeah.
viewing things.
If you look, this is what it looks like when I try and
But
Which is
Volcarius,
a
if you
limited
just
use.
if you just click that little link, you can probably look
You can
at the
give all of
picture
your
yourself.
details to Facebook yourself.
Yeah, that's right. And Mark Zuckerberg will empty your bank account. No, I didn't say that. Allegedly.
And the milk in your fridge will go off.
Yes.
It will go off. Yeah. Your dog will start to bark.
At the moon.
Yeah. Or your cat. Your cat will start barking.
Well, it's probably doing that. It's especially if you're in Britain this week, because fireworks month is here.
Oh yeah.
you can get silent fireworks now. So
What on
you
earth
still
is
get
the point of that?
well, it
Yeah,
stops.
tell that to my neighbours.
Yeah, it stops the pets being
Oh,
scared.
boring.
Yeah, and they still look very pretty.
Yeah, it's very pretty to look at.
Bangs are the best.
And
Yeah, but how do you
And-
know to rush to the window to go and have a look if you can't hear them?
well, somebody says we're going to set off the fireworks now. Are you coming? And you
Well,
go,
no, you've got to you hear
and
them
you go-
going outside,
and you
and you go to
go
an
stand at the
upstairs
window.
window to go and look at somebody else's fireworks. because
But
you're a
chicks, you just use that
cheapskate you
rhyme.
are.
You just use that rhyme. Remember the 1st, 2nd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th of November.
Yes.
Gunpowder,
And
treason, and plot.
Remember the sort of
Although
20th of
what I would say
October
is-
to...
Let
What
it
I
never
would say
be
is for the
forgotten.
silent ones, the advantage of the silent ones is that everybody can hear you go, ooh.
We're still talking about fireworks here, are we? Yes.
Yes.
Well, I mean, it's kind of like a
Well, you definitely
segue
like
into rockets, which is space news.
Space news.
Space news.
Space news.
Whoa, we've missed a bit there.
We missed a bit.
Did we?
Yeah, check
we
the script.
Yeah,
Oh, we did. Yeah, we're not
it's a
having
very
that.
important bit.
Crap.
Well, there's nothing there.
There was something there.
God.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to Amelia. Happy birthday, dear Amelia.
Who is it this time?
Happy
Right.
That was the best one yet.
It cracks me up every time.
Oh,
I couldn't sing in that one though because it was for my birthday.
yeah, you can sing if you want. Well, we do it again.
Again? I do.
No. Space news. Space news.
Space news.
Happy space news to you.
Somebody mute that mic.
I'm flushing it all down.
So, what's James Webb been up to? He's a busy boy, this James Webb.
It is.
Been seeing stars, or even not stars.
Even planets.
It's found exoplanets.
That's no moon.
Exoplanets.
So 4 in a single system.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we even have a little graphic-y thing that moves.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's an actual animation. And the 4 little blurry dots that are moving are 4 moving planets orbiting a blacked out star in the middle.
So
Aren't coronagraphs magic?
This system, HR8799. That sounds like a phone number. Report your concerns about your colleagues. Anyway, it's about 133 light years away. doesn't say which constellation it's in, does it? So we don't know where to look. But then again, we wouldn't see them anyway.
You wouldn't see a lot.
And they aren't small planets, are they? They're massive planets.
They're really big.
And,
Well,
yeah.
if they're seeable from here, they're pretty big planets, yeah.
Yes, 130. Are they small planets nearby, or are they big planets far away? Anyway, they're quite far away, aren't they?
They're quite far away, and they're quite big.
But it's sort of I'm just this thing, we saw it go up on Christmas Day a couple of years ago, didn't we? And I'm just blown away by the stuff it sees and discovers all the time.
But even the complexity of the thing, you know, when they were unfolding it and all this kind of to unfold perfectly, and it wouldn't work. And
you've done a
You
deck
spent
chair,
nearly
haven't
6
you?
months on it. Yeah, but it doesn't only take 6 months on a deck chair check.
You've not seen me with a deck chair.
Okay, it doesn't
It's
only
normally-
take most people 6 months with a deck chair.
Normally summer's gone, and we're well into autumn by the time I get the damn thing up.
Yeah, I've heard that about you before, but it's nothing to do with the deck chair.
It's the stripes. They're confusing. Anyway,
Yes.
I'm
So,
sorry.
Erna, if I'm reading this right, yeah? This time lapse is over, 5 years, 6 years?
Well, it can't
No,
be,
7
'cause
years.
James Webb hasn't been.
So what is the dates in the bottom left-hand corner of that image then? Because it goes from 2009 to 2016.
Oh, what I imagine is they've reconstructed it of where the planets were over that time period. Would be my guess. Although I'm guessing.
So if it takes them that many years to travel just that distance,
Well, they're saying they're all massive planets between 5.7 and 9.1 Jupiter masses, so that's massive.
Really
and
big.
they range from 16 to 71 astronomical units away from the star. So that's an enormous system. Because obviously the Earth is 1 astronomical unit from the sun, so that's 16 times further away.
well, it's got the 20 AU marker there, so the sun's
Yeah.
almost like 3/4 of that.
Yeah. So it's a huge system. So no wonder they have orbits from 45 to 460 years, it says. So, wow. It's a big system.
It's impressive.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to stop the
Huge.
conversation. I was just curious. It was something I noticed.
This is what space news is for.
So shall we move on to the next thing?
Is this Lucy flies past Dinky?
Yeah.
That's a Jim one. Jim, what the hell are you on about?
How could you not produce something, though? Oh, is it going up? Yep. Lucy flies past Dinky. There you go. Lucy, the mission that's going out to the Trojans,
Oh,
is doing its first pass through the asteroid belt. And it's just flown past the asteroid Dinkinesh, which happens to also be another name for the fossil which Lucy was named for, of the, mitochondrial first common ancestor of all humans.
Lucy was an early hominid, wasn't she?
Yeah. So that's where the mission got its name from, because the stuff in the Trojans out near Jupiter, well, not very near, but out in Jupiter's orbit, rather, is considered to be pretty primordial for the solar system as a whole. So that's what they're hoping to find when they're out there.
And Lucy the space probe has got ears like Mickey Mouse or Minnie Mouse.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
And will now be heading back to Earth, because it's only got out as far as it can, and now it needs to drop all the way back towards the sun, do another gravity assist past Earth, and zoom back out through the asteroid belt again. At which point it will be passing through past another interesting asteroid, named after the discoverer of the Lucy fossil, Dinkinesh.
Oh.
And then it'll eventually, in about 4 years' time, I think, get out to the Trojans.
So Lucy is thought to be the first hominid. She
Yes.
was Australopithecus, I think, was the
Yes.
actual.
Was she 4.2 million or something like that?
If you've ever seen the recent remake of Battlestar Galactica, she's the Cylon kid.
Yeah. They didn't call her Lucy in Battlestar Galactica, did they?
No, sadly they didn't.
I wish they had.
But yeah, she's the mitochondrial ancestor of everybody, basically.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we
Well,
are all truly related.
Yes. It's as far back as you can go, really, isn't it?
Well, no, you can go back
and-
further, but
Yeah,
they're
but
not.
Yeah, but you
you're not
don't
in
have
hominids
a-
anymore.
Yeah.
And you don't have a shared ancestor, then, do you? That
Everyone-
everybody's related to.
Everyone
Yeah,
has a
it's-
single shared amoeba ancestor.
No.
Single-celled amoeba ancestor. We all came
Oh.
from nothing.
Yeah, you're just getting prokaryotic now, though.
Yeah.
Oh, I want an amoeba for a pet.
You probably
I'm
already
sure
have.
you've already got some.
just drink
Just
the
don't
water in
know it.
Glasgow, you'll be fine.
Yeah. You don't drink the water in Glasgow, you chew it.
Exactly.
No, it's Scottish
Now you know
water.
why.
Scottish water's very nice, I have to say.
Actually, if you're looking for weird pets, get a slime mold.
Oh, just feed it a piece of
They're-
bread every day.
Yeah, they're amazing. Well, actually, just a note for your porridge.
Yeah.
Do you remember slime when you were a kid? It used to come in a little
Yeah.
Yep.
little dustbin.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And I remember my friend had a slime, and I accidentally dropped it in the cat litter.
Oh.
That was the end of that.
It was. It destroyed it.
Nasty.
Straight in the bin.
So this next one tickled me.
Oh,
SpaceX.
It's quite large for a tickler. That.
yeah.
Yeah. SpaceX safety review. You think that they'd do that the first time around?
They have to do one before every launch, but yeah, you think. Well, the answer is it's perfectly safe unless you're a duck.
Fair enough.
The FAA have concluded that as far as they're concerned, it's all safe. They're just waiting for the fisheries people to get back to them.
Fisheries.
Okay.
Well, wildlife and fisheries.
Yeah, it's at the coast, isn't it, as well, by the looks of it?
It's on the coast near an area of rare birds and beasties and stuff, and they don't want it to be doing environmental damage.
Yeah. Which idiot put it there?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah, oh, yeah, him.
Yeah. The thing is, though, that after all of the palaver, I nearly used the wrong word there and ruined the word of the week, about the previous launching blocks of concrete huge distances through the air and smashing loads of things, when they actually looked at what had been thrown around, most things hadn't been moved very far. And they hadn't thrown concrete hundreds and hundreds of yards into the distance. They just scattered the sand around a little bit where it was.
Well, did you?
They
The trouble
threw
is that-
concrete a fair distance, but not
Yeah,
3
but that-
miles like it was first claimed.
No, but that ground beam had been stripped pretty much down to the reinforcement.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
So they've given it a bit of a shower this time. A nice water bath and suppression system.
Oh, beautiful.
Yes. Did they put a flame trench in this time?
Yes,
Hell's
I want to
bells,
say.
they would have done that quickly.
Well, to be fair, with that much money to throw at it, even construction projects can be done in 2 weeks.
Yeah, tell HS2 that.
It's cancelled.
Only bits of it. Only half.
Only half of it.
But it's
Honestly, I think we need to get Stephen Usher on HS2. His railway projects come on budget and on schedule. So
Really?
Yeah.
Is he a model railway enthusiast then?
he might be.
Yeah, he might be. Yeah,
a deal
there
of the
you go.
century, that though. Half the railway for twice the money. Excellent.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a great deal for somebody. I don't know who, but
Well, they haven't actually
probably
spent
the
money.
contractors. But yeah, the TLDR is that Starship has been rebuilt and is ready to roll or float or fly or whatever they want it to do.
Or dig holes.
They've done a full wet test, completely fueled it up, tanked it up and everything worked exactly as expected. They're just waiting on that nice man from the government to get his rubber stamp out and go to say yes, it can go.
yay!
Woo!
Yeah.
And it might even not explode this time.
And
hopefully.
when's it planned that it does go?
Whenever the FAA say yes. That's literally all it's waiting on, which could be any time between now and 6 months.
Oh, so
Actually, no, that's an exaggeration. I think it's about 4 months. The longest it's meant to take, according to statute, to do this fisheries inspection is 135 days. But they usually take less than that. And I don't know how far through it they are.
Well,
So maybe this year, maybe as late as February, March, April next year.
Maybe. Just depends.
But real soon. Everything that
TM. Real
yeah.
soon, TM.
Yeah, that's the one. Everything that SpaceX are aware of that made it go boom last time has been fixed to make it go not boom this time, and a few other things besides. So there is a chance that it'll even make orbit.
No, don't talk crazy.
A chance. Kind of awesome if it does, though. I mean, two-stage, completely reusable, two-stage to-orbit rocket.
Maybe getting ahead of themselves, but there's an artist's impression there of one on the moon.
Oh, that's a different that's a different starship. That's the lunar lander for Artemis 4,
Okay.
which has been contracted to SpaceX. So it's brilliant, the Artemis 4 mission plan. What it consists of is they fly a starship from Earth all the way to lunar orbit, unmanned, or uncrewed rather,
Yep.
and they fly an Orion capsule on the amazingly expensive SLS system, like about 10 times the price of a Starship launch, with the crew on board to meet it there. Then they fly the Starship down to the surface of the moon.
Yes.
Then they fly the Starship back up from the surface of the moon to meet the Orion capsule in orbit, which is a little pokey cramp thing. Then the crew get back in the Orion capsule and fly back to Earth.
Oh, okay. And what happens to the... What happens to
They
the...
leave the Starship in orbit there for reuse as a lander on later missions.
Oh,
so
okay.
it's like riding a bicycle to go and meet an Uber to drive you into town, who then drops you out at the edge of town to get your bicycle back home.
That's exactly right, yes.
Why are they not taking the Starship all the way?
Because it is literally the law in America that Artemis needs to use SLS.
How long are they allowed? How long will it stay up there? Because, I mean, degrading
yes.
orbit.
No, orbits don't do that, especially not by the moon. They don't do that.
No, there's no atmosphere.
No,
No,
by the
it's
moon. I
terrible
didn't
place for a
realise it
party.
was that far.
And it's cold
Yeah,
outside.
they're meeting it in basically in lunar orbit, roughly where the lunar gateway is planned to be.
Okay.
But they don't think they'll have that ready in time. So,
How long can they leave that there?
indefinitely,
Really?
kind of, sort of, forever. Oh yeah.
I don't suppose there's any other forces acting on it. It's just, you
Well,
just park it.
Well, you do.
There's Earth gravity, Moon gravity, and solar gravity, and it's not
But
entirely
apart from
stable,
those-
but yeah, decades.
Wow.
And it would take very little work with thrusters to reposition. And one of the differences between the current Starship and that Starship is that one's refuelable in orbit,
Yes. Yeah.
Cool.
That
which
will-
means they will be able to refuel it and use it as often as they like.
So it's going to be the orbit to surface taxi.
Although Blue Origin has also been contracted to do one for the later missions, I think Artemis 6. And they're even less far along with their plans. So
Yeah, I'm going to say, I wonder what type of genitalia that one's going to look like.
better not to
Don't
ask.
ask dead meat, because you know what the answer will be.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, if it looked like boobs, that would draw some interest, certainly.
Well, I must admit, the
That was-
picture of
You get a lot of people tuning in.
the picture was up earlier of the Lucy probe. I thought it looked a bit like a space bra.
Yeah, it could do. I thought it looked like a Minnie Mouse.
I can imagine Madonna
With
in
big
that.
ears. Yes. Yes.
So, Flossy, do we have this week's mug winner?
Yes, this
Yeah.
week's mug winner is F'mahnK.
What was that, Flossy?
Can you use that in a sentence?
F'mahnK.
Bless you.
It's what?
Monk.
F'mahnK.
Mank.
F'mahnK.
Should we
might-
paste
it
it
might
into
be-
chat?
I think
Do you know
so.
what do you know who it might be? It might be Frank the postman who's hit the keyboard with his face. Because it goes to a capital K at the end as well, doesn't it? Right. And
So
if your name is
congratulations, Fmank.
if your name is F'mahnK and you want to claim your prize, just drop an email to itookpart@huttonorbital.com and give us some details like your name, address. Give us your name. You know what? Because the last two haven't given us their name.
We've got their name. It's F'mahnK.
Yeah.
Full
For the
Carriers
love of
thinks
God,
it
unless you
must
want to
be
say-
mistranslated to Scottish.
Yeah. No, that's not Scottish. I would know.
Also, F'mahnK, if you want to include an MP3 of how to pronounce your name, we will gladly correct it on next week's show.
Yes.
Yes, it's Jeff.
Possibly Klingon. But if you want to claim your prize, send us an email with your details, including a contact number for shipping updates.
A thingy. Just put a thing in.
Yeah, put a thing in.
Yeah,
and a picture. We need something to prove that you are who you claim to be. So a picture from inside your cockpit showing your commander name would be really helpful.
It sounds like
Picture of your cockpit.
It
Yeah.
sounds like
sounds
a
very, very questionable.
sounds
that,
like a
doesn't it?
Swedish cheese.
Yeah.
F'mahnK.
Yeah. Do you want to
Sounds
slice of
more
F'mahnK? No, I can't stand the smell.
It sounds more like a Swedish pickled fish dish.
Yes. But it's like somebody said it's like one of those cheeses that everybody agrees is delicious, but nobody wants it in their house because of the smell. That kind of cheese.
That kind
Or
of cheese.
cheesy cheese.
Yeah. You,
So-
you have it with
It's
lutefisk.
that
Yes.
it's like brunost, isn't it? That Norwegian, that brown Norwegian cheese. Like, just
You have
just
F'mahnK to take
hunks.
away the taste of the lutefisk, and then you have a beer to
Well,
take
you
away the
need the
taste of the
pickled herring to
F'mahnK.
take away the taste of the
Yeah,
cheese.
yeah, you have to do it in stages. Yeah. So
I had
there we
pickled
go.
herring last week.
No. Something wrong with
It's
you.
okay, I have recovered.
Yeah.
It's traditional when you arrive in Holland by boat that you have schnapps and pickled herring, and I, in the same moment, I necked the schnapps and threw the herring over my shoulder into the dock. I got assaulted by a cloud of seagulls.
I would have thought those are very contrasting tastes.
Well, I only tasted one of them, so I can't
Yeah,
say.
I think the schnapps is to take away the taste of the pickled herring. You eat this and then quickly drink this. Oh dear.
Do we have a word of the week?
We do have a word
Unfortunately,
of the
we
week.
do.
It'll be
It's
familiar to a
F'mahnK,
lot of
I think.
people. Yes, for mine.
F'mahnK.
Word of the week is. Word of the week is kerfuffle.
And what does that mean?
It's a
It means
disturbance.
F'mahnK.
It's a disturbance or commotion typically caused by a dispute or conflict. It's to give it some kind of degree of scale. It's more than a sushi, but less than a stramash.
Can you use it in a sentence, please?
I certainly can. There was a bit of a kerfuffle when the environmental health arrived at McThargoids.
Nice. It is a very common word, that, I think.
Yeah, I think it's a common word. I didn't know that it was one that our American cousins would use.
It's a good word.
Dementia folks as well. Yeah. So there we go.
It's a good, solid
The Americans
word.
use
They
that as well.
have lots of old-fashioned words there that they still use, don't they? Like, you ever filled in the customs form on a plane, and have you ever been convicted of a moral turpitude? I'm like, what the hell is a turpitude?
What the fuck's a
Some
moral?
stuff you use to
I'm
clean
like, I don't know
paintbrushes.
whether to say yes or no.
That sounds
It's
like
that
that's.
stuff that cleans paintbrushes.
It sounds like this. Yeah, sounds like the stuff that you get when you arrive by boat in the Netherlands.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, where it takes some moral turpitude
It
in the
tastes
drink.
like it as well.
You get some moral turpitude in the drink of schnapps.
With a side of
Anyway.
Also, it
F'mahnK.
was a drink of turpitude.
So, what do you call a fat anteater? Don't say
Jeff.
Jeff. No,
Jeff.
don't
Reginald.
say Jeff.
Reginald.
He says, oh, Reg. Yeah.
What about Beth?
but- yeah. No.
Look,
You
Jeff
call
has
it-
been piling on the pounds these last few weeks.
Yeah. You call fat anteater a lard fart. Lard fart.
Lord Mark!
Fart!
Lard
Lard fart!
We've done that one before.
Oh, shut up. Don't spoil it. There's only so many aardvark jokes in the world. Aardvark! There's only so many jokes about those animals
Well,
in the world.
I
Well, we
think
could
that's
stop them now,
yeah.
couldn't we?
Well, perhaps we'll learn a lesson from that, shall we?
Yeah.
I blame Jeff
Yeah,
and his
we-
yo-yo dieting.
We won't though.
Flossy, are you ready with the CG news?
Yes, I'm ready.
Alrighty, Roo.
Oh, thank God.
It's Flossy. It's Flossy. It's Flossy. It's Flossy. And the community goes.
Flossy here with this week's CG News. The Grey Swan fleet destroyed in Shamash. Last week's CG, which started last Friday, finished on Wednesday morning at Tier 2, with top 10 commanders being awarded a Wraith Spectre Sand suit. It finished between Tiers 2 and 3 with over 35, nearly 36 billion credits earned. There was also a Pilots Federation alert. Crazed pilots that were killing civilians in the Shamash system have been eliminated. The local security force vessels participating in fleet exercise Grey Swan were exposed to an anomalous signal, which then circulated through the fleet's network comms. This apparently triggered a violent mania that caused them to attack passing traffic. Captain Ulrich Mora of the megaship Konsu Gleam announced that an operation to eliminate the threat had concluded. All Grey Swan ships have now been targeted and destroyed. Though tragic, this action undoubtedly saved many thousands of lives and has brought peace to the system once more. SAN 2 State Network, in agreement with Shamash Future, has agreed to reimburse all independent pilots who took part, and payments are available for collection at the Konsu Gleam. Shamash Future confirmed that Galnet Orbital, which was locked down due to several of its crew becoming homicidal, is now functioning as normal. The scars of the survivors may take much longer to resolve, however. Research has begun into the cause of this event, although few details of note have been identified. One possible explanation was floated by Jaya Shadhari, host of historical ice cast Ghastly Past. The horror which unfolded in Shamash bears strong similarities to the fate of the generation ship Thetis. This vessel from the 22nd century was discovered in the Nefertem system in 3303. Logs describe how its entire population turned on each other in a murderous rage after a signal was picked up while passing an unnamed planet. This whispering sound compelled everyone who heard it to kill on sight. The Thetis phenomenon has never been encountered before or since, until now. What was once a chilling tale from the pages of history has become a sickening reality. We do not know where the signal was transmitted, how it interacts with the human mind, or whether we'll encounter it again. These questions are attractive to researchers, but uncovering any answers may prove highly dangerous. There are no CGs this week, so that's it for this week's CG News.
Flossy told you what to do.
Thank you, Flossy, for that shamashing report. And now it's over to Beetlejude and Wotherspoon, where we were listening to the grumblings and rumblings of their digestive juices.
The Thargoid Spire Sites. Awe-inspiring biomechanical structures rising kilometers into an alien sky. Mega barnacles refueling and rearming the Thargoid fleet. The work of Thargoids, minds immeasurably superior to ours. And after a week of the anti-Xeno initiative, earning billions per hour popping Orthruses, these magnificent sites are utterly deserted.
thanks to Beetlejuice and Witherspoon, and now something very rare and tasty.
You are about to listen to Amelia Hawke. She tries all the galaxy's most dangerous rare items, so you don't have to.
There aren't many foods on our list that qualify as a genuine natural disaster. But this week, we found one. The Karsuki tea system is home to one such rare food, as tasty as it is damaging. The Earth-like planet in system is much smaller than our own pale blue dot, only 1/5 the surface area of Earth, and with far lower gravity. But to look at it from a distance, it's a familiar sight. It's a terraformed world, but the landscape has the same balance of vast expanses of water, large land masses, lush vegetation, and hot, arid areas between the tropics. The average temperature is higher than that of Earth. Not beyond the range of normal human endurance, but hot enough that much of what on Earth would be forests much more closely resemble the grassland and tundra normally seen in Africa. Year in, year out, the animals and plants on this world thrive, living out their lives in peace and with abundant foods. The local weather conditions sometimes can deliver challenging droughts or torrential rains that wash things away, but in general, life carries on as the seasons and years wax and wane. Every 17 years, though, if you were to watch from space, you'd see a phenomenon sweep across the planet that leaves destruction in its wake. The Karsuki locust is one of the few creatures that can be seen from space, not individually, but as a swarm, as visible as thunderclouds across the planet. This insect has the life cycle that spends most of its time hibernating for years at a time, and through a means that until recently was undiscovered, goes through a change that causes them to come to the surface in their adult form, take flight, feed, and then breed. As with their earthbound cousins, these locusts are solitary for the majority of their lives, but when they swarm, they're gregarious, collecting first in their thousands, then millions, then billions in huge clouds of insects that devour all greenery in their path. Animal life stampedes as they approach, staying ahead of the cloud. But once it is past, they're left with little to no food, and the effect on wildlife is profound. After gorging themselves and engaging in orgiastic mating, they lay their eggs and die. It's only at this stage that they give back to the land. Kilo for kilo, they're one of the most nutrient-rich food sources in the galaxy. And for those creatures that have adapted to eat them, a veritable feast. The feasting isn't limited to the animal kingdom, though. Settlers, their crops left devastated by the first swarm they encountered, were forced to try the Karsuki locust to supplement their diet. With ships unable to land during the months of swarms for fear of clogging engines and plummeting to their fiery doom, they had to make do with what was on hand. As distasteful as the thought of eating insects is to many people, when dried and smoked, the Karsuki gave up its final secret, a symbiotic life form. The larvae are carriers of a harmless parasite. It stays with the locust as it reaches its underground nymphal form, and it's this parasite that is the timekeeper for their own swarming, stimulating the locust to transform and launch as a plant-destroying natural disaster. It causes the release of high levels of serotonin and a sweet natural chemical that gives these morsels their amazing flavour. For something so high in protein and nutrients, they're sweet, and so laced with serotonin by the time that they die, that they leave the diner satisfied and extremely happy indeed. Harvest ruined? No problem. You've got a smile on your face and a happy belly. No grain for bread? No trees to shelter under? No grass to ruin running on a summer's day? Well, it's no problems whatsoever. These are so tasty. The planet is under Imperial jurisdiction, and it's no surprise that this delicacy is served as a light snack at parties, sitting alongside the Aruka conventual sweets and the more traditional spun sugar ship sweets. They're immensely popular. So Moorish. Researchers have been investigating whether the locust can help with the creation of modern biofuels. The guts of the locust have been an astonishing ability to break down cellulose and lignin without producing any greenhouse gases. You never know, in generations to come, your ship could be powered by locusts. I just can't stop smiling. The rarity comes, despite their abundance during a swarm, due to the long life cycle and short period they're alive in adult form. The larval and nymph forms aren't yet as tasty. But these are. Oh my goodness, I need another packet. As for the danger, it's twofold. The first is that if you're on a planet when they swarm, they can clog machinery, down ships and aircraft, and quite literally smother things they land on. The second is the risk of serotonin overdose. Too much of a good thing is, in this case, a very bad thing. It causes shivers, muscle rigidity, seizures, even death. Many a forager has been found muscles taut like piano wire, facing a permanent but very happy looking grimace, and absolutely stone cold dead from eating too many. Oh, bother. This is Amelia Hawke reporting for the Galnet Food Digest. I just realised that I've been scoffing dried locusts throughout this broadcast, and I'm grinning like I'm about to take over Gotham. I'm off to read the Galactic Forum post about the latest Argon invasion to bring me back down again. Karsuki locusts. Classic.
Would you like me to tell you another advert joke? That'll help bring you down. I'll get rid of the serotonin.
We have a green room.
We do have a green room.
And
Nah, I'm tired. Let's go.
Yeah, I'm a bit sleepy.
well, I mean, it's only Little Grey and Valkyrius in there. So
God, no. Yeah, let's skip it then.
Yeah, neither of them will mind.
Well, Carrie just wants to talk about the word kerfuffle with Little Britain now. I know he does.
I think we should give him his chance to talk about kerfuffle. Kerfuffle's a good word.
Just drag them down into here, I think, is the easiest thing. Isn't
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think so.
Here we go. Hello, Little Grey and Valkyrius.
Evening.
How are you?
Hello.
Hello.
Is somebody going to
We have
do
Nathan
the
as well.
do the pairing omatic?
Oh, Aiden's joined us as well.
Oh, excellent. Sorry, I'm not looking at my.
Litho, you'll need to do Valkyrius' magic thingy again.
I'm just doing it for Aiden as well, yeah.
I'm just trying not to crash into
Copy
this
that.
planet.
Dump that on the end. And there we go.
Yay.
So starting with Amelia to Vulcarius.
Hello, Valkyrius.
Well, that worked well.
Oops, there we go. Hello.
Yeah, we can't hear him. We'll just have to move on.
How the devil are you, sir?
No, we can't hear a thing. Vulcarius,
No,
not a
sorry.
single word to say.
Well, good evening, Hutton Orbital to you then. And I'm quite
Good
fine.
evening.
Yeah, I'm pretty good. I just finished reading the collected elite works of Drew Wagar, you see.
Well, both of them.
Yeah, it took a while though to read the collected elite works of Drew Wagar.
Are you reading the original collected works of Drew Wagar or the ones that have been translated into a copy of the Dark Wheel?
I have no idea because I just wanted to do the moon from last week. So.
Oh, yes. Right.
Yeah.
You're not actually reading the collected Elite Box of Drew Wigger.
No, I'm not reading. Well, I did try, but see, the problem is, so this fatuous F'mahnK kept gongoozing. This is the odious little scamper who usually gropes while I'm eating.
Yes.
Causes quite a sibilant kerfuffle and probably thinks I'm a sting bum.
Yeah. I think you're probably a sting bum as well, but you know.
Yeah, give them a titty note once and they get truculent if you stop. Even if it does make them crapulous and get the wamble cromped.
Yeah, oh, you don't want them getting the wamble crump. Well, do say hello to the Grimalkin for us.
So how are you, Volcarius?
Yeah, pretty good. No, did you make your your Titan mining ship?
I have not. No, I am sorry. I have been busy eating Cajun boil, seafood boil, and watching a sci-fi series called what was it called?
It was so good.
The Expanse.
Oh, The Expanse. Oh, that.
Yeah.
Where are you up to?
Well, the thing is, on what was it? We started it on Saturday. And I watched it from the beginning again because I only managed the first season because I thought it was quite slow. I fell asleep several times, in fact, so I stopped. But everyone keeps saying, you got to go back and watch it. So from Saturday to now, I'm on the 5th season. I've been binge watching it.
Okay.
I was going to ask if you recommend it, but if you're on the 5th, I'm pretty sure you do.
The first season is a slog.
Right.
There's just a lot to take in, isn't there?
It's a lot of setup and very little, you know, it all becomes very apparent later on, but that first season is a slog if you've never watched it, you know, if you don't have any idea. But it picks up in the second season and it gets really good. So, yeah.
Has anybody watched Bodies yet?
No.
What?
I think it might be a Netflix one, I'm not sure, but it's very good as well. But you do need to bear with it. There's an element of kind of time travel in it, and you really need to be paying attention.
Okay. On Netflix?
I think it's Netflix it's on, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's Netflix.
Anyway, back to Volcarius. No, I did not make that ship.
Yes,
no, I have not made
I don't know if it's something you'd stream or I don't know, just an idea. I suppose it ticked on.
I'm actually going to start streaming very soon. I know I keep saying this, but I keep getting distracted by sci-fi series.
Streaming Elite.
I'll be streaming more than Elite, but Elite I'm hoping will be part of it. So
yeah, yes. If it's a fair few steps to collect everything you need. But I suppose if you were to stream Elite, you could do like a bit each time.
You could
it
help
does
me.
Show you
you could help me with the design of the ship, and we could stream it live.
There's a few. You did have access to the cutter, didn't you? Yeah. So
yes, I've got a cutter.
That's kind of the easiest one to use. It kind of goes through a few renditions. The first one you build is just for the outer part of the maelstrom, but then you end up modifying it with a whole load of caustic sinks, just to stay in the caustic bit to get the third bit, and then you take away some caustic sinks, and you just keep progressively changing it to get further and further.
Okay. Well, I mean,
T7 it every time.
What was that?
What was that?
I think that was the Metropolitan Police.
I think it was Little Grey with who knows what.
I'm trying a new microphone. It clearly doesn't work.
No, it doesn't.
No, it does work.
It really doesn't.
It does work, but not well.
Yeah, it depends on your definition of what.
It was very apt for 2 days ago.
Yeah, T7 Maelstrom truck, I think is
that I've heard some people were using that. The problem is you can't do the mining with it because the Type 7 only has Class 1 hardpoints.
Okay, boys, where do we stand on the T9?
The Type 9, I Can a type, if you were to
inside the
cover a
big-
Type 9 in caustic sinks, will it even have enough to get to get it to the Titan? Because it's so slow.
In answer to your question, where do we stand? Inside the big glass bit.
I can make my T9 move if I want to.
Yeah, maybe it's you'll be chomping through a lot of caustic sinks if you're only. How fast does a Type 9 move? Like,
Well, of course, I mean, according to me, it's fast because I'm used to driving a Type 9.
Glacial. Glacial is the
so
word. Yeah.
The answer is it can boost at 326 meters a second.
There you go. I was about to say, Amelia, we have these things called numbers. Great invention. You'll love them. 320.
Yeah, 326 on the boost, but then I have done things to it.
Tweaked it.
Yeah. The only thing is, well, I suppose once you're going all the way to the Titan, you don't really have to worry, especially if you're doing pod rescues. You don't really have to worry about the the heat. If you did, then you would not be doing. You won't be able to use dirty drag. You'd have to use clean. But it's kind of a moot point. You just use a cutter. It's a lot easier.
Okay. Well, I have a cutter.
Yeah, you'll need a the low emissions thermal spread power plant is the main thing you need.
I'll need to dust it out of mothballs. I don't know what it's got. I haven't used it in a very long time.
You probably want to store the power plant it's got. It's probably, if you've got like grade 5 armoured or something on it, you probably want to store that on the way and just get a new one, because you don't want to throw away like a grade 5 modified module when you can just buy a new one.
Yeah.
And you'll need,
I've got plenty
at
of
least
money, so I can. I'll be able to do it up. However.
Yeah, it'll need to be quiet at the start because you need to approach these. Well, they're called caustic generators. They're prox mines. They're prox mines which are like a couple kilometers wide, maybe 1 kilometer wide, and they respond to heat, such that if you were to heat up a lot, they all explode all at once. So you need to be very, very quiet and get close to them.
So cold ship, very quiet.
Yeah.
Never thought of building a stealth cutter before.
Yeah, you do need a quiet ship at the first for the first stage, because you need to get pretty close because they're cold, so you can't get them on your sensors. And the reason you need them on your sensors is you need to scan them, and the reason you need to scan them is that reveals the research point.
Right.
And the reason you need that is that gives you the material you need for the caustic sink. So.
Right. Okay. So this is something I'm gonna have to have a guide. I'm gonna have to.
If there's an evening you're doing it, I can join the TeamSpeak if you know. I suppose that would work.
Yeah, that'd be great. Good fun.
You'd have to. I don't know how you tell me, but you'd have to tell me somehow.
Are you on Facebook?
No. You can send me an email though. If you, I suppose whoever's got access to the Hutton Pigeon.
Oh, are you on Discord?
No, that's the point.
He's on TeamSpeak.
He's on TeamSpeak.
Forum.
I am on the forum.
Right.
Oh God, you don't want to go there.
I've never used the forum. I've heard it's very salty.
I don't read every single thread.
It's saltier than that little blue crisp you used to get in the Walker's Salt and Shake crisps.
Oh, those little blue ones were. They weren't so bad on the
They were hella
outside, but
salty.
once you bite into them, they're hella salty.
Yeah, that's the forums.
Yeah, I'm sure eating that. I'm sure Arthur Tolmie can tell you all about eating that one.
After the show, we'll discuss this and see what we can figure out.
Oh yeah, that's a good plan actually. Yeah.
Yeah. So, what have you been up to?
Well, it's a great thing that the green room's this week instead of last week, because
Why is that?
the maybe a fairly big announcement. just the last few days. So, Maelstrom Tyrannus, that pesky one, sort of in the middle, sort of to the left a bit. Its days are numbered.
Okay.
And that's not a figure of speech. The number is literally 14. Like, it has 14 days. So 2 weeks from now, if everything goes to plan, if everyone does all the bits they need to do, Tyrannus is going to hit 0 systems.
Oh.
It's going to be gone.
Okay, and how is that then?
So if you remember, so we know from Operation Redacted a while ago that it can't attack again. Well, now we've started a large joint effort, so kind of like a part 2, called Operation Deleted. So we're
Who comes
using
up with
the
these
new,
names?
both were
That's
me.
redacted.
I've already taken a lot of flack about that. I don't need more here. Yeah. So we're using the new peripheral system progress you get for that authoress farming that you showed earlier. For doing that at Aspire, it progresses the 10 outer systems up to 85%, and that doesn't matter how strong they are. You just get a percentage. So what we're going to do, we've checked everything lines up quite well at Thranis. For the next 2 weeks, first the Anti-Xeno initiative is going to ensure that Tyrannus is always maxed on that progress. Most of the recapture effort will be provided by Imperial Navy Intervention and Rescue. And not to forget, everyone's still relying on all those alerts being stopped as well.
Right.
So that's a thank you to Post-Disaster Evacuation Service, Operation IDA. We're almost there.
Cool.
They've been keeping all these alerts gone all this time, so it's pretty good to get rid of 1/8 for them.
Nice. And you're sure this will completely eradicate it?
Or is it
Well,
IDA?
maybe. We don't actually know what will happen. For all we know, the Titan could self-destruct, knock out a whole chunk of the bubble in the explosion.
Because you seemed very...
move to Sol.
When you started this conversation, it was like, oh my god, I got them some news. 14 days, this thing's going to be gone.
Well, okay, 14 days, it's going to lose its last control system. Gone, who knows?
Well, fingers crossed.
Thank you to Sean Story in the chat. It's great to thank somebody individually. I only ever thank people collectively, obviously, but we're relying on exactly what you're doing, so thank you very much.
Nice. Oh, wow. That is big news.
Yeah, so until then, if anyone who wants to farm author skills, definitely please use Tyrannus Spies for the next couple of weeks. There'll be no problem there. And certainly if you... Go on.
A question. Is someone going to film it the moment it disappears?
Oh,
we're going to get a video of it.
What are we going to film? And I guess you mean actually fly up to the Titan and see what happens.
Yeah.
It depends what happens. So if you think about that final week, if all the systems are complete, then they're still there. They just show as complete, and then we wait for the maintenance. Then all the systems update, and then if everything is just magically gone, then there's nothing really to film.
Right.
So that it depends what happens, I suppose. Like, well, we could speculate. I mean, maybe the Titan system gets a progress bar, and then everyone is going to bum rush it because we want to know what that means.
Okay.
But yeah, so yeah, farm at Tyrannus. If you want to help the alerts there, wait until they've got 85% first. And there's not much point in doing anything before that, because the peripheral progress is going to push it to 85. But after that, absolutely, finishing them makes a huge difference. So, yeah.
Cool. Nice.
That's my main thing.
So you've been busy?
Well, as busy as... Is fighting a Fargate war busy? It's kind of busy, I suppose. It's more busy than messing around with the 3D engine, which I'm obviously doing as well. But yeah.
Are you messing around with the 3D engine?
Yeah, Panda 3D. I quite like the how that was structured, so I thought I'd take it up.
How are you getting along with it?
I keep writing shaders for things and not actually learning how to use the engine. I've made an explosion shader.
Nice.
I should make a video of the explosion shader. It's pretty good.
Do you have a Twitch where you broadcast?
Oh no, I don't.
Well, you make all these videos.
I just bung them on our server, on the Inif server.
Oh. Okay. You should do a Twitch.
No. I couldn't do it live.
Do a
Why
YouTube
not?
channel then.
What's wrong with going live? You're live now.
Don't say that.
It's easy. It's just like talking normally, but everyone listens.
You're alive now. It's okay. Nobody's listening.
Just breathe. Just breathe.
It's all right.
It's only going out to about 6 other people. You're fine.
Yeah, and most of them are us.
Yeah, it's true. So,
I know some people do stream development, which is kind of weird to me, but that's kind of what it would be, I suppose.
Well,
I've seen streams where they're live from a garage, like where they're fixing cars.
I was just going to make a video of the explosion, and it was just going to be a few seconds. So
people will watch everything these days. It's learning, isn't it? It's seeing what other people are up to, and people generally only watch it if it's something they're interested in. And I guarantee you, there's a lot of people out there that'd be interested in 3D.
People always like explosions, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, maybe at some point then. I'm still, as I said though, I'm still kind of working through the different things that I'd expect of it. I've used a few 3D engines in the past, so I've got a kind of list in my mind about just figuring out how to do everything in it.
So, anything else you'd like to share?
No, that was plenty, I think. So I'll say thank you all for the show. Hail the Empress, and for the mug.
For the mug.
I think it's me to speak to Little Grey now. How's that microphone going?
I can switch between them, and we can find out what happens.
Please don't. No.
Woo.
No.
It's the one that I was given at the ECM, and I'm desperate to make it work.
I get one of them, and I'm wondering if it's the same.
It's this one.
Nice. I get one of them and a webcam, so I was thinking that might be my OnlyFans starter kit.
Like the how to be sounding. I'm going to listen back to this at some point and see what it sounds like.
That'll teach you, yeah.
Sounds like you need to knock the gain down by about a third.
So,
third.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So apart from broadcasting from the bottom of a well, what else have you been up to?
I have finally put Hotfob onto the forum, and there has been middling salty interest.
But even middling salty interest is interest.
To a point.
Yes.
And I've had a couple of people put their suggestions for how they would distribute what they want the buttons to do. And it's
you can ignore them.
Well, I haven't decided, and I'm just messing about with it now, putting it off because I spent all of my money on a new phone, and now I have no money to pay for new circuit boards. So
do you mind if I ask what type of phone it is? Just one or the other. Which one of those two is it?
Well, if it was in the last month or so, it's probably a 15 Pro or a 15 Pro Max.
No.
Is it an Android phone?
It is an Android phone.
Oh, you're all right then.
Good, that's all right then. Carry on.
What's more is it is a Sony Xperia. Ooh. And it's got funky Zeiss lenses in it, which are actually really good.
Okay.
I can recommend. Having been to the Space Centre and in Leicester and taken lots of pictures.
Yes.
It's an excellent place for anybody who has not been. And half term actually is quite quiet to go, it turns out. Problem is when you take a 4-year-old and you say, this button says do not press, and then you press it anyway, you get told off by said 4-year-old for pressing buttons.
Yeah, don't take a 4-year-old with you then. Sounds like a bit of a drag.
I know she loved it in the most part.
That's okay then.
Yeah, it was grand. I couldn't recommend it anymore to anybody vaguely interested. And I even thought about trying to record something to use for space news, but didn't find anything suitable. Sorry.
And they didn't steal the lenses at your phone because of funky Zeiss lenses, no?
I found the Zeiss lens that basically looks like a tube with a tiny little bit of glass in the end of it. It was bizarre looking lens, not like anything I've seen before.
Right, okay.
I have no idea what it was from. Otherwise, in the world, I am currently trying to make the Hutton Well, actually, no, that's all. I'm trying to make the Elite Dangerous Market Connector work. Now that I have found the penguins have stopped attacking my ship, and
Good.
I have found windows, and I've co-opted the penguins into working their little feathery butts off.
Yes.
And now I just need to make the market connector do the same. So if anybody knows what the error means that I posted in the Discord, please let me know, because I know nothing.
At least penguins turn up to work well dressed. You know, they all turn up in evening dress, don't they?
Yeah, they're just the smartest dress animals going.
Yes,
and
absolutely.
Suck it, aardvarks.
I think they do. That's how they get fed, isn't it?
But yeah, half term has stuffed my body clock down to absolute nothing, so I'm going to probably be highly antisocial, say for the mug, and go to bed. So
for the mug and
good
night,
night
yes.
everybody, and we'll try again with the microphone another time.
Yeah, we'll compare notes. I'll try mine next time as well. It's like, can you hear me now?
For the mug.
For the mug. Who's next? Flossy.
Oh, it's me to Chicks.
Oh, is it you,
How you
Chicks?
doing, Chicks?
Hello, I'm very good, ticky boo and fair to middling and all that.
Good. Been up to anything exciting in the last however long?
Well,
week or so?
we relocated from West Britain to the Metropolis, and in fact, if you saw pictures of a very flooded Wales on the news today, that
was you. That was you, was it?
That's where we were. Not in that particular caravan park, but I can see that from the bedroom window. Looks like they're
floating past.
They're underwater
in the Metropolis.
No, that was in West Britain. I'm now in
but
the
it's floating
Metropolis.
past all the way to the Metropolis.
Float round Cornwall first.
Bobbing along.
That's why the king always likes to go up go down the Bristol Channel.
Whoa. Oh, right, okay. That's not what I thought you were going to say.
Because he likes to pass the duchy on the left-hand side.
Oh, jeez. For those of you under the age of 50, Pass the Duchy was a song in 1982, I think, by Musical Youth.
Yes.
Who were
Eric was born.
I think it was 1982. I'll look that one up while you guys are talking. Carry on.
It was Musical Youth.
Sounds about right, time-wise, date-wise.
So I've been back rust busting Tuesday and Wednesday.
And then it rained on it and made it rusty again.
Well, I was sorting out a load of timber. We were sorting out an old store. So
I got the year right.
Taking apart one of the blind fire directors.
Did you get much rusty timber?
He wouldn't like that.
Yes. Yeah, they're a bit of a pigeon nest, and it's all really thin plate, so it just rusts and rusts and rusts.
Yeah.
So yeah. And then supposed to be at the BBC tonight, but I cancelled it.
Yeah. What are we going to see?
Well, listen to the Tomorrow's Now show, but the weather was forecast to be appalling. And when I looked out the window at 5 o'clock, when I would have been queuing up outside the BBC, it wasn't that bad. So I was like,
Yeah, but it's likely to be quite appalling during the rest of the evening from what I've seen of the weather, of the maps, of the radar imagery.
I'm looking out the window now, and there's not much wind here. A few leaves moving, that's about it.
It's quiet here, which is a positive sign. But
and the 90% rain wasn't torrential here at all. It's just basically drizzled and rained all day.
No, it's nothing on the rain we had a couple of nights ago, actually.
2 o'clock. Yeah, exactly. It's all
Was
been
it
a bit of a
Monday
damp
night?
squib.
It absolutely threw it down around here. So apart from not going to the BBC and dealing with rusty timber, what else have you been up to?
Mugs.
And gin.
And gin. Yeah, don't forget the gin.
Yeah. Who'd forget the gin? That'd be a ridiculous thing to do.
I know. you know. But yeah, so
suppose maybe we have teetotal commanders doing hot mess too.
There are some teetotal systems, well, rather factions and systems, and you do. What do you mean you don't want some gin?
I'll have it.
Well, it's funny when you're a bit low on gin stocks on your fleet carrier. I actively hunt out those stations or those systems where you know you can get away with only delivering mugs.
Yes, rebalance your stock.
Well, waiting until the next expansion so the gin production goes up. So we should be early next week. It might be Monday, possibly Tuesday when the expansion goes active. So it should be up at 21, I would guess, maybe even 28, depending on the
time
other.
To stack up.
Well, it depends what's going on Alpha Centauri. It is pretty high at the moment. It's like 57. So just wait and see. Good. But I've got plenty at the moment.
Yeah, speaking of gin stocks, I was coming through the airport customs duty-free area, and they sell a particular local gin in Hamburg, Gin Sul, and they sell 500ml bottles, so little on the small side.
What, just for a little snifter?
And 3-litre bottles.
Oh, lovely.
Jeez.
Yeah, it's nearly as big as Mia.
I went to the supermarket across the road yesterday, and I was disappointed because they didn't have their usual litre bottles. So I had to buy a 70 centilitre one. I was in there today and they did have litre bottles, so I bought one as well. So I've got a lot of gin at the moment. Well, I've got a week's worth.
This is one of those pretty ceramic bottles rather than glass, so it's white and opaque and round with a beautiful stopper in the top. And the 3-litre one is a giant version of that bottle. Oh, it's a really cool looking piece of glass, ceramic. Sadly, it's nearly €300, so I don't think I'll bother.
Bloody hell.
Yeah, it's good gin, but it's not that good.
Yeah, no, I despair at what people charge for a bottle of gin these days. It's like 40 quid for artisanal, you think, yeah, right. And they pretty much all taste the same.
More or less.
Some subtle variances, but
they do to me. I'm a whiskey drinker.
Well, I like a gin, but it's funny because I'm quite happy drinking the normal sort of supermarket stuff because there's not a great deal you can do with gin.
But there's botanicals.
Yeah, I know, but it's not worth twice the price.
There's plenty of botanicals blowing around my back garden at the moment that need to be swept up. So stick some of them in a bottle. That'll do
tumbleweeds.
Leaves.
Yeah, I think the gin craze of the last sort of few years is sort of waning.
You see, I do like a gin. I just can't really take them apart.
Nothing more sort of refreshing, especially on a summer's afternoon. Then, because of course the gin lives in the fridge with the tonic. Even the lemon is in the fridge, and the ice is in the freezer, obviously.
Well, yeah, it's a better place to keep it.
Yeah. Running down the freezer at the minute, discovering long lost dishes of leftover stuff at the bottom of the freezer.
What's for tea? Reheated random.
Well, I do write on the lid of the plastic container, the takeaway container that you put it in, and I pulled something out of the freezer earlier. That was from September 22, so it's not that old, but fairly old.
22nd of September. That's quite recent.
No. Last year.
2022.
It was lovely as well. The lamb cleftico.
Ooh, very nice.
With some broccoli and sugar snap peas. It was marvellous. Anyway, I've waffled
delicious.
Enough, and I will say for that mug.
Mug.
Who's next?
Flossy to Amelia.
Oh, yes.
Hello, Flossy.
Yeah.
How are you?
Hang on, am I? Yeah, yes. Yeah, so how have you been doing then?
I have been great. I had my birthday, which...
Oh, yes, happy birthday.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I had an amazing... Oh, God. I had an amazing Cajun seafood boil. It was... Actually, you know what? I can actually...
Do you want me to lance it for you?
can actually show a picture. Pretty sure I can show a picture. Let me see.
We have the technology.
We have, but I don't remember how. Oh, I remember how. Hold on. I do remember how. This is good. This is computing on the fly.
Taking pictures of your food.
There we go.
I've seen this picture. It's justified.
Oh.
It is.
All those
I don't
bits
wa-
of sea inside.
What if I don't want to see pictures of your boils?
It was a good
Right.
boil.
Then look away now.
It was a good boil.
Is that crab legs?
Yeah, looks
Those
nice.
big, long, orangey things, are they crab legs?
Those are king crab legs, yes.
And that's the claws, front and left, sort of middle.
I had 3 king crab claws. One was on the actual main king crab body part. I had a whole lobster. I had New Zealand green-lipped mussels, which are the big mussels. I had squid rings. I had corn. I had potato. I had the butter with all the Cajun.
Is that the
Cajun
dippy
spice.
thing at the front is?
Yep, that's just that is a log of butter with Cajun spice.
Nice.
My cholesterol might have like quadrupled during that one meal.
Yeah, but the seafood's good for that though.
I was stuffed.
Not when you smother it in butter.
Yeah.
Oh,
But,
they cancel each other out. It's fine.
The thing is that you can't find Cajun seafood boils at any restaurants here in England. I think there's only one, and it's in London, which is like a long way away for me. So I had to make my own because
It's
it's.
even further from me. Yeah.
So I just made my own. I contacted an online fishmonger. I got all of the seafood that I wanted. I'd never had king crab before. It was kind of like on the top of the list, and damn, that stuff is expensive.
Yeah, I bet.
But yeah.
Nice.
Sorry, I thought.
I can see 5 in London.
Really?
There's hot and juicy shrimp in Bethnal Green. There's Pelican State in Bloomsbury. There's a fat crab, which looks like it's down Waterloo way.
And they all do Cajun boils.
And the Cajun crab, that's out west.
Yeah, the Cajun
Where's
crab
that?
was the only one I found online.
Ealing. Cajun. Oh, the Angry Crab Shack as well.
And these are all in London. I'm nowhere near London.
Well, the 8 best seafood boils in London.
Right, but I'm not
There's a-
anywhere near London.
Well, I could
There's an
walk to some
absolutely
of these.
There's an absolutely fantastic seafood restaurant in Hamburg, but they've managed
Well,
in
that's a bit
Germany.
That's even further.
They've managed in Germany to do a French pun for a name. It is called AUQUAI. So, to the harbour basically, but okay. It's
There
a
you go.
really good restaurant, and it's called Okay.
Clever. But yeah, so I had a fantastic birthday, and since then I have just been kind of binge watching The Expanse.
All right, yes. Good.
So yeah, not much gaming of anything really, unfortunately. But
Not been doing anything in Warcraft?
no, not really. I've even taken a break from
You haven't been
Warcraft.
trying from the horse's head thing? What do you call it?
Oh, the Headless
Nebula.
Horseman mount. I got that. I got that years ago.
Did you?
Yeah, I got that years ago.
No, I've never got it.
They
I don't do it enough, really.
they have a new drop now. They got Arthas, which is
Yeah.
a
I've been reading
pet
about
dog.
that. A dog, yeah.
and they've got an armor for a drake. I can't remember which though.
Yeah, it's supposed to be the ugliest trick.
But no, I didn't. I haven't even been in World of Warcraft. I've been.
I did get the sort of broomstick off the what do you call it?
The trades.
Which?
The monthly thing.
Yeah, the monthly trade trade stand thing.
Yeah, I got all the was it so many points and 3,000 points or something.
They got
managed to
weapon
get that.
transmogs this month.
Yeah,
I keep track of it. I just haven't been playing it.
yeah. I flip between this and Elite, so but I've been more Warcraft than Elite lately.
I mean, I also got like Starfield, but I haven't been playing that. I've only put like I don't know 30 hours into that so far. So
Yeah.
Um,
I'm trying to avoid starting any new games.
I know the feeling. I should start streaming all this. It would encourage me to play more, I guess.
Yeah, well, if you're going to be streaming.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Very soon.
Yes.
I think I just have some graphic stuff to sort out, and then I'll be well on my way.
Yeah. Oh, good luck on that.
Thank you. But yeah, other than food and binge watching, that's about it. So I'm just going to say for the mug.
Thank you for the mug.
Right, I think, is it me to speak to Litho now?
Woo!
What are you doing, Litho? What have you been up to?
Travelling to Hamburg. You might have guessed from all the stories I'm telling about Hamburg Airport and Hamburg seafood and Yeah, it's been fun travelling with work. I spent 2 full weeks nearly in Hamburg this time, and got back late last week. Too late for the show, and I've nearly caught up on the laundry, which is good because tomorrow and Saturday I've got to pack because I'm heading off again on Sunday. But this time, somewhere exciting and interesting and amazing.
Oh, where is it?
The village of Milton, near Oxford.
Oh, lovely. Not Milton Keynes, but actual Milton.
No, just Milton. No Keynes involved. I'm not keen at all.
There's an area of Glasgow called Milton, and you don't want to be going there. Don't make the mistake. Don't let them send you to Milton.
Yeah. Yeah, it's our Oxford office, except it's not actually Oxford. It's about 15 miles from Oxford. So yeah, I'm there all of next week, and that's going to be fun.
Yeah, sounds alright. At least
you can, should be okay.
You know, you speak the language, the food's recognisable, and it'd be good.
Yeah, true. Oh, it's going to be great fun actually. We've got the entire team going to be there because of the work we're doing, which includes a guy from Toulouse.
Oh.
And in Toulouse at the moment, the temperature's somewhere in the 20s.
Oh, he's going to suffer.
Oh yeah. We told him to bring some serious cold weather gear.
Yeah.
Shock to the system.
Yep.
All the way to West Britain. Is it wet? No, it's not. It's South Britain, isn't it?
Yeah, it's South Britain. But it's still going to be very cold and very wet next week. But yeah, it should be. It'll be fun because we'll spend loads of time doing silly things and going out for food and drink and stuff. And I'll remember most of it when I get back. It's not as good as an ECM.
Of course you will.
Of course I will. And we might even do some work in the middle.
Yeah, but only if it really comes down to that.
Yeah, if we must.
If you must, exactly.
If we must, yeah. So I've had absolutely no time to play the game, sadly.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, but maybe sometime this side of Christmas, maybe.
But not definitely.
Well, not definitely.
Yeah. It's got to happen, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, that's life, really, isn't it? Sometimes things get busy. At least I managed to make the show the weeks that I'm home, so it's fun enough for that.
Yeah, definitely.
And when David bothers putting a podcast up, I'll listen to it the weeks I'm away.
Yeah, that could happen. There's still plenty of time for that to happen.
Yeah. Or last week's I still haven't seen, so tonight I remembered and downloaded the VOD from the Twitch channel. Because thankfully, having the Twitch channel as a login, I can do that. So I'll pull the MP3 out of that and do it myself later.
Oh dear.
Other than that,
yes.
Yeah, I think it's just a for the mug from me.
For the mug.
Mug.
Who's next? Who is next?
Chicks to Flossy.
Flossy. What have you been up to?
What have I been up to? As I was saying, I've not done a lot of Elite, really. I've been playing Warcraft. I do tend to flip between the two as I feel like. What I've been up to otherwise? Not a lot, really. I've been doing some cross-stitch of one of my birthday presents, which was a little sort of lavender bag. I did that the other day. And now I'm actually knitting a scarf that I started in the summer last year, hoping to have it done for the winter.
Which winter?
Well, last winter. So now I'm continuing, hoping I might get it done this winter.
For which winter?
This one.
The winter of our discontent.
How long is this scarf?
At the moment, it's about the same as my height, about 5 foot.
About 14 months.
So it's not far off.
And it's for how many people, this scarf?
Just me.
Well, you're not going to share it with Robbie?
No.
Ah.
It's meal feels the cold. So yeah. So what else have I been doing? Getting over my
You've had visitors, haven't you?
Yes. David came up for my birthday, and Alvin and his master Mike
And his chauffeur.
And Monty Python. And Monty bought me a bottle of duty-free vodka, so I've been working my way through that.
And have you been successful?
Yeah. Robbie and Derek have been helping me. So probably about halfway down it now. So, yeah.
So not well, I suppose, yes, some success, but not exactly caning it.
Well, no, we don't drink an awful lot because, well, Doug's been suffering a bit, sort of, when he's eating, which he thinks might be due to.
It's like when the doctor asks you how much do you drink, you say, well, all of it.
All of it. Yeah, so, well, we maybe have a glass most nights. But we'll get our way through it.
I think you need to make them stronger.
Yeah.
Anyway, 3 of you going at it, a glass most nights. Maybe a bit stronger.
Yeah. Well, we do have other drinks that we have other, in between times. So
mixing your drinks as well, right? Okay. Okay.
Not at the same time. Might have that one night, whiskey another night, just as a sort of nightcap.
It sounds like Chumbawamba, this.
Anyway, I can't really think of anything else. So,
I can hear Jim putting a musical track together.
Oh yes. So for the mug, I think.
For the mug.
That means it's me talking to Mia. How are you, Mia?
Hello. I'm not bad.
That's not what I've heard.
Not bad if you get caught. I haven't done anything in the week. I'm still stuck out by the Formidine Rift, looking at weeds, just a bit of weed bothering. That's pretty much it. Yeah, I haven't really played a lot. I managed to get on tonight. It's just been kind of busy, really. So I managed to get on tonight for a wee bit of Forza 5 Horizon, and that was okay. I enjoyed that, and some stuff happened, and it was great. But no, just had a lot on for the weekend and getting last week. I went to a place called Smoky Trotter's Kitchen last week.
What'd you get?
And I had a dirty dipper.
And what is that?
And dirty dipper.
That sounds good.
It is good. A dirty dipper is like a cheeseburger with haggis on it.
Okay, completely not what I thought.
Deep fried.
Yeah, complete the stereotypes too. So it's a cheeseburger with haggis on it, and what you do is you dip it into a gravy that comes with it. So it comes with a wee pot of this gravy. You dip it into that, and then you dip it into crunchy onion.
Has it got haggis instead of a burger, or is it cheeseburger with haggis?
No, it's cheeseburger with haggis.
That's a fancy burger.
That is it's nice.
Only
and then,
in Scotland.
Yeah, and then for extra...
Is the haggis battered?
No.
Oh, yeah.
No, it's just...
haggis like that.
It's just like loose, if you like. It's the cheese holds it on, you see.
Ah, okay.
So it's glued on with cheese?
Yeah, pretty much. And then just for extra Scottishness, I also had the scheme poutine.
What's that then?
Which poutine is a Canadian thing, but scheme poutine's a wee bit different. So you've got chips, cheese curds, gravy, and again it had haggis in it, and it was amazing.
That sounds good.
Absolutely amazing. Oh yeah, it's like a plate of make me feel better.
Is it delivered to the table on like a crash cart?
No,
Save time later.
It's not that bad. I mean, none of it's deep fried, really. I don't know about the chips right enough, but the rest of it seems to be, it's not all deep fried up here.
I miss haggis.
Some of it's shallow fried.
I miss haggis so much.
Yeah.
Because you get it anywhere else in the world, and it just doesn't taste like haggis. It's not.
Yeah, this was proper peppery, nice tasting umami-ish haggis as well. It was very, very good.
Nice.
So yeah, and they've named all the items on their menu really well, and it's.
Is this local to you?
Yeah, it's local to me. It's down at the Barras Market. I don't know if you've ever been there.
I know of it. I've never actually been there. Though.
We went to the Thursday night Halloween market, so we went in there, and when we were leaving, I thought, we'll go out and round the building and into the market, and somebody was like, no, you just go through this door, and we opened the door at the back of the restaurant, and we were straight into the market.
Nice.
It was bizarre. And I'm going. Took me about 10 minutes to work out where I actually was in the place, but it was brilliant. Yeah. And then we went for a wander around that, and all the people were doing, all the stall holders were doing their Halloween thing, and it was really good atmosphere. There's stilt walkers and music and all sorts of things going on as well. So really, really made a go of it for a Thursday night event, So yeah, it's fantastic. And then what did I do in the Friday? I don't remember what I did on the Friday. But I know we were out again on this Sunday. One of my friends was having a 40th birthday party, so we went to a place in town called Arta, and they were doing like a kind of meal and a murder mystery kind of thing.
Oh.
So we went to that as well, and that was a lot of fun. We enjoyed that.
Did you guess it? Did you guess the murder correctly?
Yes, and then later on we changed our minds and guessed completely wrong. So they left us too long. So Overthinkers Anonymous get involved and we just did too much, and we talked ourselves around in circles, and ended up at a different place on the circle from where we should have been. We'd all worked it as well. We'd all the clues, we'd made all the assumptions, we didn't get all the clues, we'd missed one that would have really sealed it, but we got everything else, and then we started going, no, but wait a minute, what about? And then that was it, and then, so... and then work's just been a bit busy, so I've not had a lot of time to go on, but I'm kind of thinking things should normalise a wee bit for now. So, yeah, so that's me, and just a quick for the mug.
For the mug.
Who's next?
You.
That's it.
Talking to Aidan.
We missed Aidan.
Me talking to Aidan. I don't see that one.
Oh, he's added him at the end.
Is he there? Are you there?
Yeah,
Aidan?
I'm here.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, what have you been up to?
Well, last Thursday I was freshly decanted off of a plane from my yearly jaunt to warmer climes.
Mm-hmm.
I'd gone to the Caribbean again.
Oh, where in the Caribbean?
Jamaica? Oh no, you went of your own accord, yeah.
Oh.
Yes, I went there of my own accord.
Oh, yeah, I went last Tuesday. That's one for the bottom fans. So you went to Jamaica, and what did you do in Jamaica?
Very little.
Yeah.
Drank lots of rum, I expect.
I did, the rum measures were considerably larger than the beer measures.
Were they generous, as would you say?
Well, certainly when it came to the rum, yes. As far as the beer goes, well, they were handing it out in thirds.
Oh, okay. That's unusual.
Yeah. So, yes, I spent. I was basically I was out there for a couple of weeks and I got back midday on the Thursday of last week.
Ah, okay. Straight on to Elite then, yeah.
No, no. There was a mild problem with a Red Planet taxi.
There's always a problem with Red Planet taxi.
Yeah, no. This was actually
an actual Red Planet taxi.
We arrived back into Heathrow apparently 45 minutes early.
Yes.
So they said, there isn't a gate for us to, arrive at.
Oh yeah, Red Planet Taxi Services were on your
there
medium
was, but
pad.
somebody else was at it.
Yeah, Red Planet Taxi Services.
Always Red Planet Taxi Services.
I always find if they're blocking the pad, dumbfires.
Yeah,
they soon shift.
Yeah, but then sort of we waited for the pad to clear, and then once we had docked and everything, and everything had shut down, announcement came over the tannoy asking for a person who I think must have been in the depths of economy class to make themselves known to the cabin crew.
Oh, I wonder what was going on there. Did you find out?
Well, as I was managed to be one of the first people off.
Oh.
As I was walking past and up the walkway,
yes,
I happened to look over to my right, and there happened to be members of the. There was a uniformed member of the constabulary and somebody in plain clothes, talking to the person that made themselves known.
Oh, not sat on his head then.
No, he wasn't sat on him at all. No, they were all talking politely, or at least I think they were talking politely. I don't know. I just carried on walking because I didn't really need,
I would be getting back there and go, "What did you do?"
Oh no, the snag is that if there was a uniform presence there, I can figure it's some variety of criminality.
Or I don't know, would they send a uniform if it was like a bereavement or
If
something
it was
like that?
if it was
let them off.
two people in suits, then it might have been something a little bit more exciting.
Yeah.
And in either case, I was not going to stick around to find out.
So if you're a lowly criminal, you get a plod, and if you're a bit more upmarket, they dress up for you.
Well,
so what
That's very nice.
Well,
it's more. That's very welcoming.
Yes, it's more if you're a bit more, involved in some of the more exciting things, like I don't know, spying or wanting to commit mass acts of terror. Then they dress up.
Yeah, South American crazy talc.
Yes.
Well,
Colombian marching powder.
Yeah.
No, that would come under the bog standard crime. They wouldn't dress up for that.
It depends how much you've got.
No, they still wouldn't dress up for it.
No.
No.
Try a label printer sometime. That can really get a scare in security.
Is that the voice of experience there, Jim?
Might be.
What, Dymo?
Basically, yeah, but a Brady one. So.
No, if I tried that, I'd never hear the end of it in the office, because it would get back to the office, and I'd never hear the end of it.
Mm-hmm.
So I generally don't take label makers with me, because that just too much like paperwork.
Just asking for trouble.
Yeah.
The only thing is, if you're sitting in a long flight, you can just start labeling stuff.
Yeah, but no. I was more concerned when I got to the e-gates as to whether or not they would work.
No.
No, they did.
They really? Never works for me.
No, me neither.
Well, no. It was because I don't have a comparatively common forename or surname, so
yeah. Well, I think it's the number of times you've sat on your passport.
Yeah.
Mine's got 6 months left, so a lot.
Yeah. I need to actually put in for a new passport.
It's funny, I've put in 15 e-gates over the years, and that's how they pay me back, by never working.
Yeah. Either that or the algorithm doesn't like you.
Could be that. It's Portuguese, after all.
Yeah. But other than that, yeah. So, yeah, this week has been getting back into the office and going, oh God, this is why you don't ever take holidays.
How many emails?
Delete.
In total, there was 200 emails, give or take, in 2 separate inboxes.
Yeah.
Sort of directed. My inboxes as it were. And then there was another 400 in a group box that people hadn't looked at.
Yeah, well,
460 odd.
Delete half of those and only the lucky get through.
Oh no, the snag is that for the ones in mine, I could just go, nope, that's irrelevant, that's bollocks. For the ones in the group mailbox, I actually had to look at them and deal with them, because no other fucker had.
I think I would be saying, can you guys clear this and get it up to date before I take over again?
Well, fortunately, it was just a case, for the overwhelming majority, it was just a case of filing the damn things. But,
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything takes up time though, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Oh, dear.
But, so, as a result, I spent a little bit of time in getting shamashed.
Yes.
Shooting at swans.
Yes, you do.
Well, I mean, it just, I couldn't help the goal, the opportunity to just yell swan and chase after it.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
My dog does that in the park.
Well, that's you, is it?
Swan?
Well, I think that's what he
In
means.
ground combat, I might have done that, CG. But I wasn't.
Yeah.
Nah.
But no, it was pretty much, it was the hot fuzz moment of go, aha, swan.
Swan. Was that
I mean,
you missing the opportunity, Flossy, to rocket launch somebody in the face?
Flossy never misses the opportunity.
Yeah. What?
But it was all for the greater good.
Loads of ground wars going on, but not for the right factions. I'm annoying. So
yeah,
I won't do this.
Right. So other than that, then is that you?
Yeah, no, that's me. So for the mug, really.
For the mug.
So I think that's everyone, isn't it?
I think everybody's had a go now, yeah?
I'm not saying mug.
Why
You
are
say
you
mug.
not saying mug?
Do you want to be different?
He wants to shout Hail the Empress, that's why.
Go on then, you can do that instead.
He wants to say crystal wine glass. He's
He
imperial.
wants to say kerfuffle. Or
Kerfuffle.
flank.
Yes. Bramash.
Tankard. Goblet.
Yeah.
For the
Del-
goblet.
Flagon.
Loot.
Well, I think one word I've not used is peristeronic. I have no idea how.
What?
I've
Can you
no
use
idea
it?
where-
Can you use it in a sentence?
No, that's the problem.
The communication system at Hutton Orbital is peristeronic in its use of pigeons.
Okay, right, might need a definition with that one.
That could be next week's word of the week.
That could be next week's word of the week, yeah.
Well, what peristeronic? That already was one
Been
of
a
them.
word of the week. That's why he hasn't used it.
Is it? I don't think it is.
Peristeronic.
Yeah, that was one of the previous ones.
Was
yeah,
it?
yeah. Yeah.
Wow. I don't remember
Okay.
that one.
Yeah, I can't remember last week, so you know.
If Macarius comes out with a 5-syllable word during the green room, it means either he's talking about something very technical or it's a word of the week.
Yes.
It was literally a previous word of the week.
Okay.
You couldn't remember you'd done the Lardvark joke previously.
That's true. You did do that one twice.
Yeah, I remember that I've done that one before.
Actually, I think you might have done it more.
In Scotland, Lard's good enough that you do it twice. So.
Yes.
It's like Karsuki Locus.
That one's been done before.
That
one's definitely been done before. But what did you say? It was
You
2.5 years ago?
Hutton News, yeah.
It was about the time I started doing the radio show. That was, 2.5, 3 years ago?
Jesus, how time flies. How long have I been doing this?
That was back when your moustache was quite short.
Time flies, but fruit flies like a banana.
I think the only person that's been doing it longer than me is Dave and Flossy, out of our current group.
Yeah, I think so. I started after you.
Fact,
Jim started
I've been
after
doing
you.
longer than Dave.
Wow. Time flies when you're having fun.
Yeah. And also when you're doing Hutton News.
Also when you drop a clock off a tall building.
Also when the buttons don't work.
Oh yeah, when the buttons don't work, obviously.
Right.
There we go.
So
Right,
I'm going to
can we
do a klaxon alarm.
Yeah, I was going to say, I want to go to my bed.
And it's traditional on a green room week that everyone shouts for the mug. So get ready, everyone. For the mug!
For the mug.
For the mug.
No journey too long and no cargo too small. The profit margins never really mattered at all. We're gonna take the cargo where it's needed today. Super cruising all across the Milky Way. We'll take anything, anytime, anywhere. Loading up the T-9s to the brim with rails. For the mug, yeah, you know just where we're coming from. For the mug, now everybody sing the Hutton Trucker song. For the mug. Flossy always seems to crash into the sun. Swivel likes the pilot on the Xbox One. Alvin at the front, you know he leads us well. Trucking across the galaxy, now everybody yell. For the mug, yeah, you know just where we're coming from. For the mug, now everybody sing the Hutton Trucker song. For the mug, yeah, you know just where we're coming from. For the mug, now everybody sing the Hutton Trucker song. Give me a large pad that I can land on, and I'll give you my cargo and sing you my song. No part 22 light years to go. Cruising to Hutton, whoa, whoa, whoa. No journey too long and no cargo too small. The profit margins never really mattered at all. We're gonna take the cargo where it's needed today. Super cruising all across the Milky Way. We'll take anything, anytime, anywhere. So shout it out loud like you don't even care. For the mug, yeah, you know just where we're coming from. For the mug, now everybody sing the Hutton Trucker song. For the mug, yeah, you know just where we're coming from. For the mug, now everybody sing the Hutton Trucker song.
ladies and gentlemen, that's the end of the show. Everybody's buggered off now, so why don't you bugger off too?
Seamless.